Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be making this fireplace. So let's get started. To make this beautiful fireplace, you'll start as a normal cut and fold. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark my page. So 9-1, 10-4, 10-8, 11-1, 11-5, 12-6, 13-7, 14-8, 29-9, and 22-6. Now, the cutting is where it's going to be different. Once you're at the midway point, which is where I'm at, so I've already done the typical cut and fold part. So the mantle up here, and then when we get to the middle of the fireplace, are going to have a different amount that you're going to fold in. So this is called multidimensional. So to do that, I've cut some cardstock. My first cardstock I cut, it was 3 centimeters shorter than the length of my book. And that's going to be for the mantle. So when I go to cut that mantle, I'm going to insert my cardstock in, and I'm going to cut to the cardstock. So I know that I'm going to get that perfect 3 centimeters in. And then I'm going to fold over the cardstock, which gives me that nice even fold. So that's for my mantle. Now, everything else is going to be 1 centimeter in until I get here, which is going to be the fireplace. So I'll show you that. So go ahead and cut your typical 1 centimeter in for the stonework. Now I'm to the part of the fireplace. Now this is going to be 5.5 centimeters shorter than your book. And that's for the fire. Notice I've marked these so that I don't get confused about which cardstock is for which. Okay, so this is for the fire insert. So I'm going to stick that into the spine of the book. And now I'm going to cut to it. Now the nice thing is, if there's the words on the page, you can kind of use that as your guide to make sure that it's a nice straight line. So then I'm going to go ahead and fold that over it. And that gives me the fireplace. And then the rest of the page, you're going to go ahead. And for me, I like to just fold, it's approximately 1 centimeter, it's right to the beginning of the print. And that gives me a nice even approximately 1 centimeter in. That's kind of like my shortcut. Oops, and as you can see, I made a little mistake. That's okay. I kind of forgot to fold one, and that's what happens in these complicated patterns, but it's just paper. Not a problem at all. Just a quick fix. And then the one down here. And that's what this is going to look like. So here's your mantle, here's your stonework, the fire insert, and then the bottom of the mantle. And as you can see, that's exactly what we have here. So if you can look at some of the pages I've done, mantle, stonework, and then the insert for the fireplace. And so I'll continue to do that. And then when we meet back and this is finished, I'm going to show you how to make little miniature books and different other decorations that you can put on the mantle to make this seem more realistic. So I've been working on this fireplace for quite a while. What I want to show you is right here, some of the small cuts are sticking out, so it's okay to glue them. So I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to take a little bit of white glue and glue these ones that are sticking up right to the paper in front of it. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just need a smidgen of glue. Just on these little teeny tabs that are kind of bending over. Just like that. And that kind of gets them out of the way. The other tricky thing I wanted to show you on the other side, right here, all of the cuts were showing. So I did something else. I decided to actually go backwards on just a few right here. And that got them out of the way a little bit better. Just like that. just so that it's a little bit, you have less right here. You just want it nice and flat right here. So by bending it the opposite way, it actually, I think, made a really nice, smoother look. To make the books for the mantle, I went ahead and I found these books. I just typed into a Google search front and back cover of books. If you go ahead and buy my pattern, this will be a PDF right there, ready created for you. So I'm going to start, and you can choose which books you want. So I'm going to start with my Harry Potter book. So I'll go ahead and cut out the Harry Potter book. You can use scissors, you could use a paper cutter. And then you're going to go ahead and fold it. Make sure that you leave room for that little spine there. And this is very, very small, so take your time. Put on those reading glasses if you need to. And again, fiddle with it a little bit if you need to, like I'm doing now, to make sure that you do leave a little bit of room for that spine. So that's what I have right here. Is the Harry Potter. So then you're going to have to cut some paper, or you can use a little bit of foam board, something to fill it out up the book so it looks like an actual book. So I'm just going to use some paper. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and this is just a little bit shorter than that. So I'm going to use this as my straight edge. Again, this would probably be a lot easier on a paper cutter. That's what I would suggest if you have one. But if you don't, you could mark your book. And then go ahead and draw a straight line. This will be the correct height of the book. Go ahead and mark the height you want. Again, make it a little bit shorter than your cover. And then you can fold the pages like so. I'm just going to go back and forth just so I have the right measurement. But you want to take your time and make sure this is really straight so that it looks like an actual book when you're done. So once you're done with this, and I would do this until you get the right fatness for whatever the book you're using. So take a look at your spine. I'm thinking that's probably about right for the Harry Potter book. Cut that there. And then you can glue that right in like that. So just use some white glue. And then just go ahead and glue. Now make sure you don't want it to bubble, so I'm just smoothing it out with my finger. You can use Mod Podge as well, or glue stick, but whatever you use. And I'm not worrying that not all my pages will actually open when I'm doing that fan fold.